Hello there, world of YouTube. This is Starstrike from Team DMK. We're back with another deck list for you. This time I'm doing my friend Julian's Lightsworn Twilight deck. Just a couple of things I should explain about this deck. One, Judgment Dragon. Two, Julian is an utter bitch with this deck. And three, Julian can't play anything unless it mills. So we'll jump straight in with it. Twilight is actually a little bit of the faster kind of build of Lightsworns compared to its normal build, so it's quite interesting. We'll start off with your boss monster, three Judgment Dragons. Beyond the fact that you just need 4 Lightsworns in your graveyard, so it's stupidly easy to get out, pay a K, nuke the field. Don't need any other explanation than that. Black Rasta Soldier. Banish the light in the dark, you're going to have them in your graveyard. That's a nice 3k, I think I'll attack again. Or it banishes things you don't like, things like Star Eater, it's quite good. Play 3 Lumina, Lightsworn Summoner. Lumina is, as it suggests in the name, it's your summoner from your graveyard. You discard any card you like, so it can be another Lightsworn you might be missing. You can discard things like Necro Gardener. Things that generally clutter up your hand you don't want, and you can get a free Lightsworn back, and you can go overlaying. One of the best things about Lumina is she doesn't say she doesn't say you can only use her effect once per turn. So if you use a Lumina, discard and then special the Lumina back, you can do it again. So it's just an endless loop and allows you to spam rank 3s. Play 2 Lila, Lightsworn Sorceress. Lila's only mission in life is just to change it to defense, pop a back row, and you get to mill 3 in your end phase. Lila at 2 is a really good number. Playing it at 1, it's just not consistent enough, and playing it at 3 is just over encumbering and it's not needed. So 2 is a good number. When I can pick the bloody card sleeves. Play 1 Groth. He's not needed at any other number. He's only good when the effect of a Lightsworn goes off. He can mill as well. And you get to draw if you mill a Lightsworn out of Groth's mill, not for the other mill. 1 Wolf. Julian did used to play this at 2. He played it for a 2 for as long as I knew him, but now he's playing it at 1 because he found that at 2 he kept drawing it more than he actually milled it, and it was just frustrating him. I mean, it helped everyone else because we just laughed, but didn't help him, so he's taking it down to 1. Jane Lightsworn Paladin. What other to say other than it gains 300 attack when it attacks a monster. So it hits 2100, which pretty much beats over everything under level 4 I can think of, plus quite a lot of Xyz nowadays. Heron, the Lightsworn Monk. This card's only purpose in this deck is to get over big defensive walls. So for example, it gets over Gachi Gachi Gentansu, which all players love to play. And it also gets over Wind Up Zen mains, so it just shuffles it back into the deck, nice and simple. He also plays 2 Raikou, the Lightsworn Hunter. It's Raikou. If you've played anything Lightsworn or anything Chaos, you know that it flips. And then you can laugh at people and say, I'm going to destroy any card I want on the field. And just mill the top 3 afterwards. 1 Mathematician. This was one of the new cards that came out in Dragons of Legend, and it is good, to say the least. When Julian normal summons this, he can pretty much send any monster he wants from his deck to the grave, because everything's level 4 or lower in here other than your Necro Gardeners. Necro Gardeners? I don't even know. Judgment Dragons? Don't look at me like that. So he can send any Lightsworn he might be missing. He can mill his Wolf to special summon it straight away. He can mill Necro Gardeners if he feels he's under a threat. And when this is destroyed, you get to draw a card. So it's Card Trooper, basically. Thunder King Ryo. Does this thing need an explanation? You can't add cards from deck to hand, and if you're gonna special summon something, you can just pop it to negate the summon. 2 Card Trooper. Again, does this need an explanation? You just mill 3, and because Julian's decks love to mill, why not? You also told me to say that one of the most funniest things you can do with Card Trooper is mill to 3, then suicide into a Thunder King Ryo. Because, well, why not? He also plays 2 Necro Gardeners. Necro Gardener at 3 is really an unnecessary number, so 2 is actually the right number for it. It's just banish it from your graveyard and you can negate an attack, so he can save himself from taking heaps of damage, or he can save a monster he might need in particular, things maybe like a Judgment Dragon. Unhonest. Target a light monster, gain an attacking monster's attack, that's enough said, it's honest. True Tragodia. Trag in this deck is really important because it's an OTK stopper. If Julian draws absolutely nothing but has a Trag, this stops people OTKing him, unless they have more than what, 10,000 life? No, more than that actually. Unless they can do more than 10,000 damage to you in a single turn, they're not killing you, which is why Trag is good. It's the same story with Gauze. It's an OTK stopper. And then last 2 monsters, Effect Veiler and Maxi. So negate an effect, and I'm going to keep drawing it as long as you want to summon. Do you take the Maxi challenge? Don't ever do it. It doesn't work. I've tried. That smirk, it says it all. So that's monsters. We'll move on to spells. So you play 1 Charge of the Light Brigade. Obviously a 1 because the ban list puts it at 1 for bloody good reason. Thank God. Mill top 3 at a level 4 Lightsworn, so searches out Lumina or Lila, depending on what you need. Then he plays 3 Solar Recharge. Discard a Lightsworn, draw 2 the mill 2. This card is the deck's main draw and mill engine, apart from like all your monsters, I should point out. Don't play it anything less than 3. It's a quality card not to. I hate the fact these are ulti, they look really weird, but sexy at the same time. Double Monster Reincarnation. Discard a card, so you can discard, again, things that are cluttering up his hand, things like Necro Gardeners or another Lightsworn, to add back another Lightsworn or a Judgment Dragon, things like that, or BLS, things you might be missing, you might want. Double Soul Charge. Again, this is another card that got released in Dragons of Legend. Julian wanted to try it when he heard about it. This card is stupid. Literally, I'm going to pay any amount of life points I want, and I can special summon anything I want back from my graveyard. So as long as Julian's summoned BLS in the normal way, he can summon it straight back. The only downside to this card is you don't get a battle phase. So, but literally this card's purpose is to set up the game or set yourself up brilliantly so your opponent can't do anything. A Dark Hole. I've said about it. And MST, so just pop the spell or trap card. Only play it at 1 because you've got Lilas for that. You don't need any more than that. So that's spells. So trap cards, 1 Beckoning Light. You don't need it any more than this. Beckoning Light, just ditch your hand and add back all your light monsters. So if Julian's milled his JDs, which he normally does, this is how he gets them back. And his BLS as well. And double trap stun. Simply because, well, he doesn't play any traps. What does he care? So that's his main deck. In terms of extra deck, yeah, in case you're wondering, Julian only has like 3 common cards in like his entire deck included, because Julian is like the biggest rarity whore you'll ever meet. So in terms of extra deck, 1 Ghost Trick Alucard. This is pretty much, if he doesn't have the Lila, I'll pop your back row this way. I hate this card simply because I got Ghost Trick today actually, and then learned that these are 20 quid each in Ultra, and I want to cry. Other than that, that's all it's for. Double Levier the Sea Dragon. Levier's purpose is basically, with the monsters he banishes from Blackluster Soldier, or anything that might get banished in the process, like maybe from Bottomless. This is its purpose. Just to bring them back so he can make maybe another overlay. I don't even know how to put these. I'll do it that way because, like, why not? No, that doesn't work. That works. There we go. OCD. 1 Mech-Whipped Engineer. This is just protection. Detach to protect the monster. Maybe a JD, something like that, or a Cowboy or something else you might want to protect. Cowboy? No, wrong one. Blackluster Soldier. I don't even know anymore. It's late. Number 17, Leviathan Dragon. Leviathan Dragon's purpose is just to beat over things. Everyone knows what Leviathan Dragon does. Cowboy. Well, this actually has more than 1 purpose. I mean, a lot of people just think of going, game. But other than that, it can actually get over some pretty big monsters. I must actually say that.
Aaron's story comes to mind.
Aaron's story comes to mind. Let's not go into that. He's a bit salty. Abyss Dweller. Dweller everyone knows what Dweller does. It pretty much cuts off access to people's graveyards. It hurts a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Again, I hate the fact that this is so bloody expensive. Lava Vial Chain. I mean, both of these effects work really well for Julian. He can send one card from his deck to the grave, so he can send any Lightsworn he wants. He can mill his Wolf. Or he can choose a card from his deck and top deck it. So he can top deck a Judgment Dragon or something he might need and then just recharge or just find some form of way of drawing it, which he normally does. Dagusto Emerald. All this is for is just to select 3 cards in his graveyard, so anything you might be missing, shuffle them back in and draw a card. Also, the purpose of this is also to stop yourself milling out, because I have seen Julian do it. It does happen. It is Lightsworn, all you do is mill. Why do you keep looking like that? It's his Lightsworn deck. This is what you do. 1 Bujin Tsukiyomi. So, pretty much detach 1. He can send his whole hand to the graveyard, then draw 2 cards. This pretty much unclutters his hand for him. It is a really good card. If he's got a hand of Necro Gardeners and whatnot he doesn't want in his hand, he just goes into this and laughs. Maestro at the Symphony Jin. I hate the fact this is ulti. It's so nice and ulti. What more can I say other than it's a Book of Moon and it saves itself? Diamond Dire Wolf. He can target this. He can target
Raikou and Wolf.
Raikou and Wolf. Just an extra pop agent. Starleech Paladynamo. Target monster effects are negated and it goes to 0. And when this is destroyed, you get to draw a card. So this gets over very big things that have a lot of attack points and have mean effects. So good for that reason. Number 50, the Black Sheep of Khorne, just sends things. It sends things like Zen Mains. It's another way of getting over defensive walls, because Julian hates defensive walls, especially if you're playing windups against him. Rabbit. Then he plays 2 rank 8s. A lot of people don't play rank 8s, but it is actually really good because you can overlay your Judgment Dragons rather than you milling yourself out. So for rank 8 he plays Asali, the Sylvan High Protector. I didn't understand why he was playing it in the deck until I actually saw him use it. Basically, once per turn you can detach, and is it just, no, it's not the detach, is it? I don't even know. Once per turn you can declare a card name, excavate the top card of your deck, which is pretty much send it, and if it's the card you declared, you can add it to hand. If it isn't, you send it to the graveyard. That's pretty much this card's only purpose, because Julian doesn't care whether he gets it right or wrong. I mean, if he gets it right, all the better, because if he declares something like Judgment Dragon, he laughs. But anything else, he mills it. He doesn't really care because his deck mills.
Also, SIE also gets the effect to detach 1 and top deck or bottom deck something.
Well, you can explain that better than I can. And last but not least, Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. This card needs no explanation. Well, I would explain it anyway. It just negates a face-up monster on the field, but that monster can't be unaffected by any other card effect. So again, it just gets over things that maybe people are trying to go off with, like Draco Sack or something like that, and just stops that in its tracks. So that is Julian's Lightsworn deck. If you have any suggestions for him, I don't think you can get the deck any better than he can. But if you can build it better than he can, then pop some comments in the comments box. I'm sure he'll be very willing to hear what you have to say. I doubt that. He's smirking at me as if to say, "Yeah, it's my deck. Deal with it." Other than that, just give us a like, and subscribe. Maybe we'll get Julian to do some more when the guy can be bothered. And other than that, we will see you soon. Thanks for watching.